Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Risha and this is For the Love of Classics. Today's video is going to be an announcement video. So the announcement is for a challenge I want to undertake. I want to read a book written by an author from every country in the world. So I know a couple of people on YouTube are doing this challenge and I want to do the challenge as well. As soon as I realized this challenge was a thing, I immediately decided I wanted to do it, but I just wanted a bit of time to plan it. There are a couple of things I want to make clear. There's no deadline for this challenge, so I'm not challenging myself to read it in a year time or so because it is going to be a very long list of countries. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to do it that quickly, and I do not want to put pressure of any kind on myself for this challenge. But I have organized things a little bit. I've made an Excel sheet of all the countries in the world. I found the list of countries online. I hope I'm not missing any countries. But I've got 54 countries in Africa lined up, 44 in Europe, 48 in Asia, 2 in North America, 33 in South America, and 14 in Australia. I started putting books which I already had of authors from different countries on the list, and unfortunately there were very few. I've put Born a Crime by Trevor Noah in South Africa. I already have read that book, so a one down. For UK, I've written Excellent Women by Barbara Pym. I've already read this one as well. I'm just including the books I read this year, so there might be books by Russian writers or French writers which I read last year or the years before that, but I'm not putting them in this list. I'm gonna try and read more books by those by authors from those countries. Because I've been reading classics for a long time, there are a lot of classics from European writers, American, British writers, which I can easily put on the list. But there are a lot of other countries whose literature is not really well known, especially to me. So I would be really grateful for some help from you guys. I know a lot of books might not be translated into English or might be in other languages, so that is going to be a bit of a struggle. But the plan is to find translations of those books because I cannot learn all the languages out there to finish this challenge. So I'm going to try my best, obviously. For England, I read Excellent Women by Barbara Pym. I think I read it earlier during this year. So UK is done. I've got 2 books on my TBR which I've put on the list for France and Russia. I've got this book by Émile Zola to read, Thérèse Raccoon. I feel like I'm saying something wrong every time I pronounce that title. Anyways, I've got this book for France. I've got a couple of other ones on my TBR as well, but I do not want to pick big chunky books for this challenge because otherwise I'll not be able to finish anything. For Russia, I've got Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak. This is a bit of a chunky book, but I'll see if I've got anything else for Russia. I would love to get some recommendations for Italy, Spain, Belgium, Germany, Greece, Romania, Netherlands, Norway. When I was in the Netherlands, there were a few books I saw there. They were all modern literature. For this challenge, I do not want to limit myself to just classics. I'll be open to newer books, modern classics, and books from like current times. But I will be picky, I guess, because I don't want to just read anything. I want to read something which would make me understand the culture or the culture of the people in that country, not just like a random romance. Maybe it's just something a little bit more. I'm pretty sure finding books from Europe won't be that hard. And then obviously I've got like Ukraine, Poland, Romania, Czech Republic, Portugal, Sweden, Switzerland, Hungary, Belarus, Austria. Then there is Serbia, Bulgaria, Denmark, Finland, Slovakia, Ireland, Croatia, Moldova, Bosnia, Albania, Lithuania, North Macedonia, Slovenia, Latvia, Estonia, Montenegro, Luxembourg, Malta, Iceland, Andorra, Monaco, San Marino, Holy See, Liechtenstein. Wow, I'm learning so much. I've not heard of a couple of these countries. So that's for Europe. For Africa, as I said, I've read Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. Africa is another place I feel like I have been missing out. I've not read books by African writers and I want to read them. I loved Born a Crime, and I know a lot of books by Nigerian writers are like popping up on Waterstones everywhere. I just need some recommendations. Like, if anyone has already read some writers and they know which ones are good, it would be really helpful. So I've got Nigeria, Ethiopia, Egypt. I'm looking forward to that. Congo, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Algeria, Sudan, Morocco, Angola, Ghana, Madagascar, Mozambique, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Niger, Burkina Faso. I did not know about that country. Mali, Malawi, Zambia, Senegal, Chad, Somalia, Zimbabwe, Guinea, Rwanda, Benin, Burundi, Tunisia, South Sudan, Togo, Sierra Leone, Libya, Congo, Liberia, Central African Republic, Mauritania, Eritrea, Namibia, Gambia, Botswana, Gabon, Lesotho, Guinea-Bissau, Equatorial Guinea, Eswatini, Djibouti, Comoros, Cabo Verde, Seychelles, and Sao Tome and Principe. But I need book recommendations, guys. That's Africa. Then we come to Asia, China. Guys, I need to read a book by someone from China. Why haven't I done that so far? India, Pakistan. I've got a lot of books for Pakistan. I don't think I need recommendations for that one. I just read The Crow Eaters by Bapsi Sidhwa this year, so I guess I'll just put that down because that's done. Bapsi Sidhwa is another writer who is from Pakistan, but currently I think lives in the US. For Bangladesh, I've got Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay's Rajmohan's Wife. This is a classic, first published in 1864. It was a debut novel by this Bengali writer who was born in West Bengal. Okay, so I've got a book for Bangladesh. So Pakistan's done. India. I've read books from Indian writers before, but I think not during this year. I've got a book for India actually. This is a classic by R.K. Narayan from South India, and the book is called The Painter of Signs. I'll actually put this in India because, well, I've got it, so I might as well read it. I'd be happy to read classics if I can find them. Next, I've got Brunei, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, North Korea, South Korea. For South Korea, I just finished a book which was by a writer from South Korea. It was The Hen Who Dreamed She Could Fly by Sun Mi Wong. Absolutely loved reading this short book, and I'm so glad I bought it because I am putting that in my challenge as read. Then I've got Japan. I mean, I know there are a lot of Japanese writers in the market, so give me some recommendations, people. I've got Philippines, and then I've got Turkey. I've got The 40 Rules of Love by Elif Shafak. Elif Shafak is one of the big names from Turkey. I've got The 40 Rules of Love. This is a bestseller. Everybody in Pakistan loves this book, has read it. I've got a copy, so I'm putting this down for Turkey. There are a couple of other books by Elif Shafak which sound more interesting to me than The 40 Rules of Love, but because I already have a copy, I'll just go with this, and if I love it, then I'll get more books by her. Then I've got Vietnam, and then I've got Iran. So for Iran, I have a collection of poetry by Hafiz, who is a Persian writer. The Nightingales Are Drunk. This is the Penguin Little Black Classics edition. I have read a couple of poems in here, and honestly, I was blown away. I really like his poetry. I haven't finished it, so I'm going to finish this for Iran. Then I've got Thailand, Myanmar, Iraq, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Oman, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, Palestine, Syria, Uzbekistan, Yemen, Kazakhstan, Cambodia, Jordan, Tajikistan, Laos, Lebanon, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Kuwait, Armenia, Georgia, Mongolia, Cyprus, Bhutan, Timor-Leste. That one I'd never heard of before. For Azerbaijan, I've got a book. This is the book I wanted to read when I went to Azerbaijan. So I've got Days in the Caucasus by Benin, who's an Azerbaijani writer. I think Benin is the name of a woman, but she was born in 1905 into a wealthy family in Baku. Then at the time, Baku was part of Russia, but I think this would count as a classic for, like a modern classic for Azerbaijan, and I'm really excited to read it. For Israel, I've got a non-fiction. It is 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. I found out that Yuval Noah Harari is from Israel, so I've got a non-fiction for that, which I'm excited to read. This was actually a present from my sister. I know this writer is very famous because of the book Sapiens, which I haven't read. Do you guys think I should read Sapiens first and then read this? Or is it like a standalone? I don't really need to read Sapiens to understand. I don't think it is related to Sapiens. I think it's just a standalone non-fiction. But if anyone has read these books, what do you guys recommend? So that was all for Asia. Then we have North America. For US, I've got F. Scott Fitzgerald. I've got This Side of Paradise. And then for Canada, I've got The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This is another, I feel like, a modern classic, which I definitely want to read. So that's for Canada. And then for South America, I literally have no book from an author from any of these countries. I know I've read a few in the past. I think I've just read one. Who's that famous like classic translated from Spanish? 100 Years of Solitude. I think that's the only book I've read. So I've got like a lot of countries I would need some recommendations for. I need something from a writer from Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Mexico, Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, Guatemala, Ecuador, Bolivia, Haiti, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Honduras, Paraguay, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Panama, Uruguay, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, Belize, Bahamas, Barbados, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent and Grenadines, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis. 33 countries there, people. I need 33 recommendations for South America. And then I've got Australia and Co. So there's Australia. I've got no book from an Australian writer. What? I'm pretty sure there has to be some Australian writer or like, I don't? I'm confused. Anyways, so I need something for Australia, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Fiji, Solomon Islands, Micronesia, Vanuatu, Samoa, Kiribati, Tonga, Marshall Islands, Palau, Tuvalu, Nauru. I wanna apologize, like disclaimer, big apologies if I am pronouncing the name of your country wrong, and let me know down in the comments if I am, because I would like to rectify that for future. But anyways, I am super excited for this challenge. I think it's going to be the best thing ever. I never thought I would do something like that, but I'm so excited at the prospect of, you know, challenging myself to read and like a book from every country out there. I feel like I was so limited in my choice of books, and I want to change that. So wish me luck, and if you guys are doing this challenge, let me know how is it going. If you guys think it's a wonderful idea and would like to start doing this challenge as well, let me know down as well. If any of you guys want to make a video about that, then link it down below so I can have a look. So that's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.